Well, that was a game, wasn't it? You know, from here on out, I honestly feel like I am lukewarm on the idea of making videos about Canucks games after they happen. Unless, of course, there is actually a good angle or a story or something that is worth talking about. Then we'll take some time to dive into it. But I don't want to force it in the same way that we had in previous years. Mostly because I think it's very obvious, you know, the Vancouver Canucks, they're last in the league. They've got 2 wins all 2026. The team is selling. They just traded away Tyler Myers. They already traded away Sherwood. They traded away Hughes. They could be trading away Garland, who really knows. It's not a nice time to be a Canucks fan in terms of watching the team and expecting positive results, because this is what we asked for, wasn't it? We wanted the team to stink. We wanted the team to finish last. We wanted them to grab the first overall pick. We wanted to see them take Gavin McKenna. There were a number of things that we wanted to see out of this current version of the Canucks, and by the most part, we are seeing them, with the exception of maybe a missed Filip Hronek trade here or there. But with that said, this game, regulation loss against the Carolina Hurricanes, 6-4. This was a pretty entertaining hockey game. And even though the outcome is exactly what we would have come to expect out of a Vancouver team playing off against Carolina, the path to get there was pretty enjoyable. You see, I'm a Canucks guy, so I don't even feel like talking about the 6 Carolina goals, because it's like, yeah, well, of course they're going to go out there and score 6. Of course Nikolaj Ehlers is going to have himself a hat trick on the empty net on what was almost a shorthanded goal. Of course Brandon Bussi is going to go out there and steal the show. And of course, Kevin Lankinen is going to get pulled. I don't know, man. I'm just really not confident in Kevin Lankinen and his potential as an NHL starting goaltender anymore. The guy lets in 3, 4, 5 goals a game like it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's like chocolate for him. He does it all the time. With that said, allowing all those goals, it does help the Vancouver Canucks tank, and if Kevin Lankinen can continue doing that even next season, then I'd say he's doing a pretty good job fulfilling his role as a tank commander. But with that said, you know, the Canucks actually did have themselves the lead after the first period of this hockey game. Svechnikov scored to make it 1-0, but then you had Marco Rossi and Filip Hronek back-to-back, getting 2 goals in the span of about 40 seconds or so to give the Canucks the 2-1 lead at the end of the first. Marco Rossi ends up getting a pretty cheap goal, honestly. He's trying to go backdoor to Brock Boeser, but he ends up hitting the skate or whatever of the Carolina defender, and then the puck trickles in through the 5-hole of Bussi. It's a very lucky goal, but hey, you gotta be good to be lucky sometimes, and that's what Marco Rossi showed off on that play. Finally, good to see him getting some offense and getting some numbers. Elias Pettersson and Jake DeBrusk got the assist on that first goal. And then Filip Hronek ended up wiring a shot past Bussi as well to make it 2-1 Vancouver. This guy's got a bomb of a shot, and this was a game where I think Filip Hronek truly showcased the value that he's got, and I think a lot of Canucks fans, especially on Twitter, they're all saying like, hey, Filip Hronek, if there's a time to trade this guy, it's now. We know the Vancouver Canucks do not want to trade away Filip Hronek because they see him as the next captain of the team. They think he's super valuable and he's important and he's a great leader. And that's all true, right? Like, if you were to say who's the next best fit for captaincy, I think Filip Hronek's name is starting to put itself out there as the main option. But then again, you have the opposing perspective that's like, hey, wait a minute, aren't the Vancouver Canucks tanking? Are they not listening to offers on Pettersson, Garland, Boeser, DeBrusk, Evander Kane? Quinn Hughes just got traded. You're telling me that they can trade away everybody on this team, but they don't want to trade away Filip Hronek. If they're going to go commit to a long-term rebuild, which I'm not saying the Canucks have said they're willing to do. It just seems like they're willing to do a short-term rebuild. Rutherford said that the Canucks' goal is to make the playoffs next year, which is obviously not going to happen. But if the Vancouver Canucks are serious about setting up the future, the long-term future, you gotta trade Filip Hronek at this stage. The guy has a 3-point game today on a night where Tyler Myers gets traded. We saw Mackenzie Weegar go for 3 second-round picks and a nice prospect. We saw Connor Murphy go for a second the other day. Now we're seeing Colton Parayko go for a whole bunch too. There is a market for right-handed defensemen, and Filip Hronek is one of the best. Trade him to Detroit or whatever. Trade him to, I don't know, Boston. Trade him over to any of these other teams that needed a right-handed defenseman. Filip Hronek should be a hot commodity here, and I don't think the Vancouver Canucks are doing themselves any favors by committing and saying, hey, this guy's our future captain. Everybody else can be traded except for him. Just him. We're going to keep him. Everybody else, okay, fair game. Like, just trade the gosh darn guy. Get as much value as you can for him. Yes, he's valuable, but that's going to help you get so much extra stuff. Anyways, let's continue on here. The Carolina Hurricanes scored 4 straight goals in the second period before Brock Boeser got a backdoor tap-in at the end of the second to make it 5-3. It was a beautiful goal, honestly. Marco Rossi and Filip Hronek playing give and go back and forth. Tic-tac-toe, back and forth before Rossi just throws it across to Brock. Great deception there. Great drawing the attention of the Hurricanes and the goalie to just Rossi, Hronek, before finding Brock Boeser on the back door. Nils Hoglander then got himself his first goal on the year, assisted by Elias Pettersson, and surprise, surprise, Filip Hronek. Pettersson with a really nice little slick pass across into the slot area for Hoglander. He buries the 1T. It's a 5-4 hockey game. And the Canucks, don't get me wrong, they did pressure. They did have an opportunity or two to tie the game towards the end of this third period. But an ill-timed Teddy Blueger penalty and a subsequent empty net power play goal by Nikolaj Ehlers ended up sealing the deal. It's a hat trick for him. So, yeah, the Canucks lose. What else is new? But Phil Hronek was the second star of the night with 3 points on this one. He was really good, and I thought that just the way he moves, the way he creates offense, his stone-cold personality, whether or not that's fitting for the captaincy or not is up to you. But what I do feel 1,000,000% is that if this guy were to be traded, he will get a lot. Mackenzie Weegar got so much. Imagine if Phil Hronek was available. Teams would be looking at that Weegar deal and saying, oh, okay, well, if that's what Weegar got, we need to send more to Vancouver because Hronek is just a more dynamic offensive player, and he is also very versatile, and he can skate well, and he can move, and he can pivot, and he can do all this stuff. Patrick Allvin, you gotta trade Filip Hronek now. Just make it happen, man. Now, I'm saying all this fully knowing that it's probably not going to happen. The Canucks are interested in keeping Filip Hronek around and having him as the next captain, but I'm kind of sitting here thinking about it like, I don't really think the Canucks need a captain at this stage. They're going to be losing for the next 2-3 years. They're going to be drafting first overall this year, getting Gavin McKenna. They're going to be drafting Landon DuPont next year, first overall as well, and then maybe another first overall pick in 2028. They go for Schultz or whatever. Does this team really need like a captain at this stage? I don't know. Yes, it's true that you want to have accountability and leadership, and you want guys to be able to stand tall and be proud of their game. It's hard to do that when you're in the worst team in the league. But I'm kind of thinking about it like, well, this is not really the core of guys that's going to get it done for Vancouver long-term anyway, right? Elias Pettersson could get traded soon. Brock Boeser too. Connor Garland was on his way to New York before we all started hearing questions of doubt slither in there. Demko is going to be injured for the rest of his career. Kevin Lankinen can't stop a beach ball. It's tough out here in Vancouver, man. So with that said, Filip Hronek, this guy needs to get traded yesterday. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this Canucks and Hurricanes game. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.